Minerals is an exploration and development company focused on gold and copper deposits, primarily in the highly prospective Arabian-Nubian Shield. The chief executive is Harry Adams. He joins us now. Highly prospective Arabian-Nubian Shield. It's a vast area, and Kefi has got a huge reach. So where do we start? What is the focus of your company?
Well, it's a long name, I suppose, but if I could put it into, I suppose, an Australian's analogy, and that is that we see the Arabian-Nubian Shield as a part of the world which will become just as important to the world of gold production as Western Australia is today. We see the Arabian-Nubian Shield as being where Western Australia was in the 1970s, before a wave of exploration and processing technology brought scores of mines to where there are only a handful. That's going to happen in Saudi Arabia and in other parts of that area. Same geology, same opportunities, more of them in fact. It's going to happen.
Okay, so do you have first mover advantage? How much of that potential resource do you own or have part ownership of?
Well, yes, and what I mean by that is in Saudi Arabia we're the only people who've been granted licenses the last few years. Secondly, we are a 40% owner and operator of a joint venture which has laid claim to a province, not a mine, not one project, but a province. So we own 40% of a province that will emerge as a major gold production province. Now that will take time, obviously, to develop as West Australia did. On the other side of the Red Sea, we are the majority owner, currently 95%, going to something like 75%, of a mine with a district around it, not a province, but a mine called Tulu Kapi. So our mission is to bring Tulu Kapi on stream, which we think will provide dividends to shareholders eventually, once we've repaid its project finance. And our second part of the same mission is to become one of the leaders of this whole new province in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, so Tulu Kapi, it's your mission to bring it on stream.
Yeah.
But it's been a long journey, Harry. So I think investors are at this stage wanting to know when are you going to bring it on stream? When will they get their dividends for being so loyal for so long?
Yeah. Well, the Tulu Kapi was discovered, I believe, about 10 years ago by previous owners, not by us. We only got involved when we bought into it in December 2013. So in that period, of which is just under 2 years, what we have done has been to completely overhaul the project so that it is robust in today's gold price terms. Secondly, to fully permit it. Thirdly, to introduce contractors to construct and operate. We brought the government in as a partner in the project, and now we're doing the banking. So I would say that we've actually gone at a rapid pace compared to 99% of mining projects in the world.
So do you think the banking part of the process is going to be just as rapid?
Yes, because we've been cooking them up really for over a year. We've been bringing them along with us as we've been transforming the project. They were bankers who were interested before with the previous owners who just couldn't get it to work. And we've overhauled it successfully, and it is now ready to go. So those same bankers who've been watching and living with the project are now really milling around, because we've only just signed up the contractors in October and the government only this month. So next cab off the rank is the banks. It's a syndicate, and they all have to fit in careful detail, and you can't just go like that in one step. It has to be properly sequenced so that they do indeed fit. And that's happening. So yes, it's all happening.
So when that syndicate of bankers is formed, how long do you think they'll stick with you for? When will they what's their exit strategy?
They just want to get repaid out of the cash flows of the project. The commercial bank has a 4 years of production to repay them, and the way the numbers look, they'll get out after probably 2 to 3 years. The numbers are a bit stronger than they're assuming, if you like. And the development bank will be in there for an extra couple of years. The project at $1,000 gold, to be on the conservative side, it has annual net cash flows for us greater than our market capitalisation today. So that $1,000 gold, after all the banks have been repaid and all that sort of stuff, there's an annual cash flow of more than our current market cap. So the longer term gold price, most analysts in this sector would say is $1,200, $1,300 as a reasonable assumption. And at that price, we've got $30–40 million annual cash flow, which is several times our market cap. So you don't have to pull out a calculator to see the value proposition here, just from Tulu Kapi itself, even after all the project financiers have been paid their dues and so on.
You and I collide on a semi-frequent basis and have done so over the last 2 years. And you've always been very calm about the gold price. Are you still as calm, or is this a veneer of respectability? Are you not slightly rattled by where the price of that commodity is?
Obviously, I'm concerned that if the gold price collapses, I don't think it can collapse to below $1,000 for any length of time, because literally gold production in the world would start shutting down, and there is higher demand than there is supply from year to year. So, all the supply-demand analysis tells you that it's around about its floor, the gold price, and that there is upside more than downside. But no one in their right mind could say it's not possible for the gold price to drop, for any number of reasons overnight. As people rush for liquidity, if there's a financial crisis somewhere, gold will perform its role of being a liquid asset that can be sold. But if you're asking me, do I sleep easily at night knowing we have a solid project which will generate returns for me and my family and the shareholders and so on? We're large shareholders and we put our money where our mouth is, so I sleep very comfortably at night on it.
I'm glad to hear that you're not suffering from insomnia at all, but that's about the gold price. So the gold price you reckon, or the analysts reckon, is near the floor. But you haven't spoken to me very much about copper, and you do have interest in copper. Does this just not excite you as much as the gold stuff?
Well, we just happen to have opportunities to turn discoveries and acquisition into cash flow on gold today. So that's our focus today. Having said that, we have a very large copper target in a project called Hawiyah in Western Australia, in Saudi Arabia. And Hawiyah is potentially, we don't know yet, because it needs to be drilled, but the scale of the target is of a world scale. So we're very excited about it. Now let's assume that we drill Hawiyah and it's a fantastic set of drill intercepts and it is a huge copper deposit, which it could be. And let's assume that's the case. Would we then be able to turn that into a cash flow quickly for shareholders? No. It would be a long process. So the discovery success at a copper deposit tomorrow would be a huge fillip to our long-term prospects and perhaps to the share price. But I'm also, if you like, just trying to be a sensible feet-on-the-ground businessman who's saying, where are we going to make money for the shareholders in the short term? And that's gold in Tulu Kapi.
Harry Adams, Chief Executive of Kefi Minerals, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much.